Good evening and welcome to British Bits. Tonight we'll take a look at this Good evening and welcome to British Bits. Tonight we'll take a look at the mightiest of English rivers, the Thames. The Thames is one of 20 or 30 great rivers in Europe and usually springs first to mind when you ask any English person to name a river of water. But it is not only known by its own name. Depending on your township or place in history, the Thames is and has been known also as the Icy Spike, the Splendid Ribbon, the UK Serpent, Magna Marvel, the Belt of Britain, the Rose's Path, the Rope of Regents, the Queen's Braid, or if you live in the cunning river borough of Covent Garden, simply as the Thames. On any map of England, the Thames is easily found, for it begins here, precisely in Liverpool, the home of rock legends the Beatles, and gently over millions of years, the Thames has carved its way across the southern section of the UK, cutting off the province of Wales entirely and rejoining the sea here in Brighton, then jutting back inland, bisecting the counties of Essex, Sussex, and Kent, and as well as, of course, London. Then, rejoining the sea once more, the Thames streams along the eastern coast of England sticking close to the shore until arriving in Aberdeen, which is here where it cuts a nearly arrow-straight line across through the UK's top section, separating away the province of Scotland. And so the Thames is responsible for letting the UK know where its divisions begin and end, as well as bringing fresh fish and water to most parts of the country. Truly, when people sing of Christianity walking its feet in ancient times through England, they're referring to the nigh direct evidence of God that is the Thames. Indeed, nearly 90% of Britain's annual fish are whipped from the Thames by the poles of English fishermen. Haddock, trout, striper, mollusks, perch, bass, filch, sardines, calamari, sturgeon, sand dollar, and trout, all brought within catching distance by the Thames's forceful currents. Amazingly, the Thames never freezes, despite the often sub-zero temperatures of a British January. Only once, during an ice frost in 1864, which was coincidentally one of the years of the famous Civil War in my own country, America, did the Thames freeze. Did Londoners break out their ice skates back then? You bet. Wouldn't you? There's even paintings of the day to prove as much. But except for that one year, the Thames never freezes. Incredibly, because of a bridge. This bridge, London Bridge, named of course for the town, a bridge renowned the world over in song and on stage and in film. And you see those tremendous arches built into the, that tremendous arch built into the bridge's underbelly. That's the support for tremendous hydraulic converters which keep the Thames flowing backward, thereby preventing the rivers freezing in spite of the dire British winter. Did I mention the waters of the Thames were fresh waters? Indeed, with one caveat that we'll discuss in a moment. You can, on any day, drop a bottle into the Thames and fish the bottle back with piping fresh water. But that stuff in the bottle looks a bit brown, you might say. But that wouldn't be right, because all rivers churn up a bottom of silt, and so unfiltered, their water is brown. But unlike many rivers, the silt of the Thames is full of minerals, and so therefore perfectly drinkable. Downriver of London Bridge, the water is pure, but up here, above London Bridge, The Thames is in a life or death struggle against the misleadingly titled Canary Wharf. Indeed, here on Canary Wharf, you won't find any small yellow pretty birds that can talk, but instead corporations and their buildings pumping an estimated 700 million gallons of raw sewage into the Thames every 6 hours. And the biggest polluters? The banks. Citigroup, Credit Suisse, HSBC, Bank of America, and of course the nemesis of ecosystems everywhere, Barclays. But never mind, steps are being taken by the English Congress to stop said pollution, and downstream of Canary Wharf, the Thames is still a happy, energetic place to be. You could even say a dogger place. Yes, here then is Putney, London's dogger capital, where a walk along the river with your dog can lead to a sexual tryst with a stranger, or where a walk along the river can lead a conscientious collector of rubbish with a handy carry bag from Tesco to retrieve many a leaving from the hanky-panky of dogger nights. Whatever the case, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for your time this evening and for walking alongside this tassel of silver with me, the fastest, strongest, and best river in all of England, perhaps in all of Europe and Norway, this, the mighty Thames. I'm Ralph Macadam, and you've been watching British Bits.